we're gonna start. Today, our topic tonight is modifying drills in our sessions. And but first of all, most of you know what I'm going to say, but sorry for my English because it's not too much good, but I'm gonna try. And if I can, I can say whatever I want to say. Maybe I'm going to need my help of my mate Carlos or Cristiano or Jair or Manuel.
Definitely, man. Bro.
Here we have a lot of help. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to start sharing. Hey Jay, how are you? I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, we start. Okay.
All right.
We hope that you have a lot of participation with us. We're going to appreciate a lot. Okay, and it's gonna be more rich. Okay, we start. All right, everybody can see it?
We got it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, modify drills. First of all, we are going to start with a base of all of that. We need to understand what is the meaning of or what we understand for that word. About we're going to start with drill. What do you think, guys? What do you understand for a drill? What do you understand for a drill? Who wanna start? Who wanna start? Because finally, yeah, we wanna do a lot of discussion because maybe I understand one thing for a drill. Maybe my mate Carlos Ortiz here from Spain, he understand another. I don't know, but if we share our understanding of our meanings, I think that it's gonna be we're gonna have a lot of rich information.
Basically, what I think for a drill is an exercise that you do in the field that is going to be related to the game. Something that we do, small spaces, big spaces, 3 against 1, 1 against 3, stuff like that. It's going to be related in the game. So we do these kind of drills to get used to it and apply them to the game.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Another view.
I think it's Alejandro. I think it's a small drill, a small square. It's a technique drill, and yeah, it's a technique drill.
Okay. Anything else? Someone one share another meaning or complement that meaning?
Carlos here.
Okay. Thank you, Carlos.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. For me, drill is exercise related to the game with a specific topic that need to be working. I mean, the coach supposed to be working on, let's say, progressive possession, finishing, or attacking the flank, or set play. Those are the drills that, for me, is the meaning. That's the meaning for me.
All right.
Yeah, an activity with a goal, an activity with some sort of objective that you want to achieve.
That's good.
Related to the game, that'll be perfect. That's most likely what we want. Simulate the game situation every single time possible, every single time on a pitch. So when we go to the game, we're comfortable doing that because we have done that plenty of times during the practice.
Good meaning. Another one, or we go to the other question, because finally we are going to do some question, but then we're going to arrive to some conclusions or something for go to the next. Okay. But yeah, I'm agree with all of that, and I think that's very useful. All of your meanings for that word, and yeah, finally you can see a lot of perspective for only one word, and anybody said that is not correct anything. So yeah, finally that is only a word, and that can help to us. Okay, we're going to continue. Okay, the next question: how do we want from a drill? Example, I think that a lot, most of you comment something like that, but we're going to respond to answer that question. Okay, what do you think? What do you think about that?
Depends on the objective that you're asking. I mean, every drill have their own objective goal that you want to achieve. When you do a drill, is to get better at something. I don't know, possession, passing, breaking the lines, crossing, defending. You want to achieve something, a goal during the drill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, if related to the game, it's even better.
Yeah.
That's so good. And one more.
Yeah, it's pretty much what Cristiano said, is that it all depends on what you want, a specific kind of activity that you wanted to use.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, possession, defending, attacking, all of that. And then depending on that drill, that's what you want. If you want to work on possession, you're going to work 3 against 1, 3v1, and that's your goal. That's what you want from the drill, to get possession. So that's pretty much what it is. That's what I think.
That's good. I'm hearing a couple of times, the word of goal, purpose, aim, objective. That's a good word. That then we are going to talk more or less about that word, because I think that's so important for that. Because maybe if we don't have a goal, finally, that's the thing to transfer that sense for all the situation. Sorry again for my English.
No, I completely understand everything just fine. Don't worry. You speak very well English, man. Come on.
Okay, we're gonna continue. All right, or someone else want to say another thing about what do we want from a drill? I think this Alejandro and Cristiano.
Alejandro, si te sentís más en español o decirlo en español.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So
no, I try to figure is 3v3 or 3v2.
Well, sorry.
Okay. Is 2v2 or 3v3 or 3v2?
Oh, the drill that we're doing?
The drill. Yeah, the small drill.
Oh, but I think he was just showing it. I don't think he was like meaning that drill specifically. He was just saying, in general.
In general, yep.
Yeah.
He was just saying in general, but it wasn't, Alejandro, it wasn't like that one. It was just, he's saying that what we want from a drill.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Right. That's it. Okay, but
yeah, but I understand the drill by in progression. You start in the small drill for the warm up, the technical warm up, and the 12 minutes or 15 minutes you make more bigger, and maybe you put more players in the drill.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, of course.
Very good. Yeah. Progressing.
I saw in that.
Yeah, that's a good information you said, and you are sharing with us.
Yeah, because I think this is our warm up. This is
right.
This is small.
No, finally, the picture, don't focus on the picture, because finally it's another picture for complement or for put it prettiest the picture the slide, but we want to put the focus in general. I think that's this was confused for you. Sorry for that.
Right. No, it's
okay. We are going to continue, but that is good, Alejandro, because you said about the progression, and I think that's another topic we are going to comment here, because I think that's so important, and maybe we are going to speak about that. Okay. and we need to continue. All right, still modifying drills. How do you choose the drill you are going to do in a session? Finally, you are speaking about the objectives. You are speaking about the what do you want for the team. But finally, how do you choose that? How do you choose that drill?
Most likely what I need, what I want for my team, and also what I think my team are deficient, you know. I like to play on this way, but my team needs to work on passing better, or they need to be working on breaking the line, you know, or tactics, or they need to be better situated on the field to receive the ball. So all depends on the players that you have and what you want, and the players that you have. You have to combine or mix or balance those two things, you know. I want to play tiki-taka, for example, but doesn't mean that I can play with my team. No, so I work on drills and I try to develop the best, what I can, to get the best of my players and the closest possible to the way I want to play, you know.
Yep, thank you. That's the opinion of Cristiano, but anyone want to share his kind of finally, how do you choose that drill? Or when you are in preparing your session, how do you choose a drill, even others?
I think it's you pick whatever your team needs more work on, or I mean, because it all depends. Like probably you want to warm up. I mean, and do for everybody, because I mean, no matter what, it doesn't matter how you want your team to play. You know, everybody needs to know how to pass the ball. Every player needs to know how to control the ball. Every player, you know. So this is pretty much something that everybody needs in soccer. You know, like even
The
you
basics.
know, unless,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So you know, you don't want, not everybody's going to be Messi, but you definitely got to know and know how to control the ball, how to pass the ball right. So these type of situations when you got, you know, these type of drills when you got 3 against 1, so of course you're going to be related to the game. So I mean, like, I think you can do any drill, you know, with your team, because eventually that player is going to be in that situation regardless. And one time in a game is going to be in those kind of situations. So you got to, you know, you got to try to approach every aspects, every drills, any drills that you want. I think is a big, you know, it's a big field that you can use. That's what I think.
Right. If you see, you are commenting a lot of topics, a lot of words. We are going to, right now, we are going to start to commenting, because finally, we are going to modify drills, but from the variables of these drills, finally, and we are going to start talking about that. But that is a very good information, and I appreciate you, and I want to say thank you for sharing that. But another one you want to say another thing, like another one. Anybody? Emmanuel,
Manuel, you want to say something?
Jane, Kirsten.
Yeah, I would like to say that, like, I agree with what they both said, and it also depends on the level of your group, and then from there, that's when you would decide how you choose your drills, because depending on the level of your kids, like you said, a key word was the variables are, like, I could have some kids that are really good with the ball, but then I could also have kids that don't know how to control ball. So then it all starts to get, how would you say, like, that's when, as a coach, you have to decide,
Specific,
okay, yeah, it leads to specifics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's good. That's good. We are going to connecting to the other question. That's why. Finally, how do you choose that? But finally, why? What is the explanation? Because you are using that drill. You check. Yeah, we are all the time talking about the level, but finally you need to use one, even the other, or I don't know. You are spoken before about an objective, but I don't know. I have the doubt. Why do you choose that? Or
I think Ismael, I think like Cristiano said it before, it's probably why you pick, let's say I'm going to pick this one because this is what my team needs the most. Because
right.
when we're defending, they always like, we don't defend right and they get us all the time and counter attack and all that. So that's why I'm going to pick this one, because we need to be better in this kind of, this kind of specific, activity in the game that we're not doing that well. So we're gonna pick this one because of that. That's what I think.
All right.
Yeah, it's for a team competition. I do some different. After the game, I make a little meeting with the players. I have I have notes. I tell them we miss this, we miss that, we miss this. Tuesday, everybody come early or to the practice for this and this and this drill, because that's the mistake in the game. I get the game, the last game, for the next practice. The next practice of the
Excuse me 1 second. 1 minute.
That's good. That's good, Alejandro. That's good. Thank you. I want to share why you choose that kind of drills, because finally we need to understand that we have different drills we can use, right? We are going to can comment about that, but today we are going to put the focus more in the variables on these different drills, right? And okay, we arrived to the word about the objective. You have an objective for each drill, and we add or usually for the session. How do you think about that? So finally you are commenting about, yeah, I choose that drill because I have that objective. But Alejandro, maybe he said before about the progression. You are talking about you have a progression with that objective, with the same objective for choose that kind of drills, or how do you choose that drill for, or that's the question, do you have an objective for each drill? What do you think?
Yeah, I think we do. I mean, me and Alejandro, we talking, and then we know that we have an objective for like a month, 2 months, and we work on that drill or that specific objective. We work on that for like a month or 2 months and see how the kid is going to progress in that specific, drill, like, passing or possession. Exactly. It's like a microcycle. And then we know how that player is going to make. So we try to make it, even Emmanuel as well. We go, 1 month, 2 months and see how that player is going to go and see how he's going to progress only in that objective. So we have an objective for each drill. I mean, for each drill, we have one objective. And then that objective is for the whole session, like 2 months, 1 month, 2 months, and we see how the players going.
All right.
Yeah, and to add on to what Jair said, and it's not like you would stay just doing one drill. It depends on how your players are doing, and from there you just keep advancing the drill, and like it depends on the students' projective, like how they progress with it.
Anyone want to share?
Yeah, I think the drills are a small objective that you want to put on your team to achieve, but at the end, like you're saying, for the session, you want something bigger. So if you combine all the objectives that you achieve on that drill, at the end, you're going to achieve the main goal or objective for the session. I see like that, you know, like little at the end. All right, I achieved the bigger thing right here, doing small or breaking down through drills. I think that's one way.
Of course.
I want to ask the coaches how they arrive to the point to use one drill. So if they have an objective for that session or for that drill, you try to look in internet or how other coaches are working in that things, or how you arrive to the point to use that drill specifically. You have a data of drills,
Games.
Objectives, or?
Based on the games. I speak, of course, for me. When I see the games, what we're lacking, like, so that's what I translate the drills during the week. If I see my team can pass the ball, for a simple example, like we can connect 3 passes in a row, I'm going to work on drills, something related to passing, because if my team cannot pass the ball, what are we going to do, right? It's the same thing. If my team passes the ball all around the box and never shoots, I'm going to develop a drill that they can shoot. They have to shoot after 3 or 4 passes or something like that. They have to shoot regardless where they are. So create a habit, you know. The drills, it's a small activity that you put they repeat that thing a lot to become a habit. So they don't have to think anymore to do that. It's just, they do naturally.
But my question, Cristiano, is more about how you create that drill. If you created the drill, or if you pick a drill that you watch, I don't know, in a coach of first division that you like it.
Both. I'll say both. I think I can come up, since I know my players really well, I can come up with a drill that will help them, and my colleagues, my co-workers, I can ask.
And nowadays is you know, like now with the internet, with everything, it's like you get material from anywhere.
Everywhere.
Nowadays, you know, so it's easier that we get it. You know, we got it a little easier than years ago, and then we can get information from the next coach. Maybe he had the experience already, and you always can communicate, and then probably somebody's going to tell you, no, do this one is better than this one, or like that. And then that's how you get the material, I guess. And for own experiences, probably you did it before, and then you got it from somewhere else that taught you that drill and taught you those kind of trainings, and that's how you get the material. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, thank you, guys. We're gonna continue to the next slide. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. All right, do all players need to improve or learn the same things? And we're going to connect to that question too. Do players make the same improvement in the same drill? How do you think about that?
I don't, definitely not.
Yeah,
definitely not. I mean, I was talking to Alejandro this morning, and there's, you know, we got players that need something that probably another player doesn't need it. And we specifically were talking about this kid that we have in a U10. This is the fastest kid I've ever seen, and he's really, you know, aggressive, but he needs technique. And we were talking about it, that we need to work on his technique a little bit better, and then that's all he needs. So there's another player that's better, that's not as fast, but he is good at, you know, possession, and he has the ball, all that. So some players don't need what these players, you know, they don't need the same thing. We were just talking that player that is really fast with a little bit of technique that he has, just the, you know, 25% of technique, he'd be a great player, you know, because that's all he needs. You don't need, like I said before, you don't need to be Messi to play soccer, or you don't need to be, you know, something like that. You know, be simple and use, you know, what you have. That's what I think. And then, you know, and they're definitely not. All players are different. That's what I think. And something, you know, they're all different.
Yeah, I agree 110%. That's what I said. They're all different. They have different aspects, characteristics that they need to improve. And the second question, they will learn in different ways. Some kids, they will learn in 2 times you tell them, or once, they will learn, boom. And some of them you have to insist a little bit more. So that's when it comes to you to understand your players. You know, if you see a player that if they get yelled at, they're not going to react, don't yell. You're going to put the player down. So you're trying to understand your team, and it's very mental too. You know, it's not just we're talking about technique, tactics, but when you're working with kids, it's very mental. You really need to understand them to get the best. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I also agree, and it's all about us as coaches adapting too. Cristiano made that point that like if you yell at a kid, it may work for one, but for another kid, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't learn it that way. So for as a coach, it's like for us to adapt because every player we have is an individual, and not everyone learns the same.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on behind that mind. A lot of things at
Yeah,
home or at
definitely.
school or whatever is, you know, maybe why are you not doing this? You're being lazy, but you don't know what's good.
Yeah,
What's going
and
on
some kids don't do well in practice, but if you put them in a game, they're the best player you have. And then there are some kids that like do amazing in practice, but then in the games they're nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. Humans.
Yeah.
All right. I
Human.
want to say thank you for you sharing, for your information, because that's so good. And yeah, I listen to words. I want to put the focus on that because one of you said, "Oh, we need to understand our team. We need to understand our player." You know, I think that's all we think here that is so important because finally you can, and I'm going to use the other words, adapt. You can adapt your drills, your sessions for that player because you are going to know better. Okay, and before do the break, and we need to go out and then go into again. But before that, I'm going to introduce our topic because finally that's the introduction. But right now we are going to start talking about the variables we can modify. All right, for adapt. Well, finally the objective of this is adapt to the player, but it seeks some variables we can adapt for every level, for every player on every age. Okay, and finally we are going to use that coaching education for when, for example, when we share with you a video for a drill. Okay, that is a drill for you 20. Okay, how can I adapt to my team? Okay, so that is the topic for today, for tonight. Okay,
All right.
only for introduce you. And right now, if you want, we are going to go out. All right. The first activity, because we understand we have some variables we can modify for a drill in a session in a drill for change something, and if we modify some variable, we're going to change or adapt to our level or our age or our team, because finally is not always talking about the level. Most we need to understand that finally we need to start talking about the needs of our players. But this is so another important point we need to arrive, because yeah, the level is one important topic, but or important word too. But finally, if we talk about the needs of my team, the needs of my player, the needs of the player of my club, that is more specifically. And I think that's the point we need to arrive to understand. And the same that you said before, guys, about the adapt to analyze my players, to analyze my team, for adapt that drill, that session for all of them. All right. So yeah, the first activity, we are going to see a drill, a normal drill, and we are going to describe or identify the different variables we have. Okay. That's just a few seconds for a drill, and yeah, only comment what kind of variables you can see. Everybody can see good the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. finally, it's a drill. It's a 4v4 plus 2 neutral players. The neutral players are the goalkeepers. They are in both sides, and the objective of the drill is arrive to both players. All right, everybody understand the drill? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. You understand the drill?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So right now we are going to start talking about the variables, so we can identify that drill. All right. How variables we can modify for modify our drill.
Would one
For
of
example,
the variables be like having more Joker players instead of just the 2, or even increasing
that's
the amount somewhere
finally,
along that lines?
yeah. Thank you, Kirsten. Finally, if we can modify our neutral players or our Joker players, we can modify the drill. Are you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way. Or taking one player out of each team and putting on the other lines. So you have going a vertical and a horizontal way. So,
All right. Okay, that's a good example to modify, I think, one variable, right? Because finally we are talking about all the time about players.
mm-hmm.
We can modify players to put in one team for playing with one superiority or with another in another team with inferiority, or we can put in the same number of players, or we can put jokers, we can put neutral players. That's right. That's a good point. We have one variable, or how can, or what do you see about that? Do you think that is one variable or more variables you can modify in the same
You can
thing?
modify a bunch of different aspects. It just depends on what you want to get work on, though. So, I mean, what's the drill going on now? I mean, it just looks like they're just switching it side to side. So, I mean, what direction do you want to go with it? Just switch it, or you want to get touches in the middle, then switch it out, or if you had a goal on top or bottom, then you can switch it and then go to goal or do something. It just depends on what you want to get out of that training session and then modify.
All right, but finally, that's the things we need to find. We need to identify our that kind of variables. For example, you said one of that is players. The other one is can be one of you said right now, Edgar.
Yeah. You can add or take players away. You could give them goals, not just like literal goals, but like
goals. Maybe if we put goals, another variable we can modify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have players, number of players, and goals.
Okay. But the drill is very interesting because the goalkeeper is included. We can put inside two neutrals or two jokers and keep make 8 passes or 6 passes, whatever, and pass the opposite goalkeeper. That's for the start from the back. For the start from the back, he put shape to start from the back from the goalkeepers. That's
right.
That's a good.
I'm totally agree with you, Alejandro. Because, but finally, we are talking about more basically things. We want the basic, because if we go to chemical part, we can talk about the atoms. But finally, if we go to the drill, we need to talk about the basic thing about, for example, these variables. Finally, and then we are going to start talking.
Okay.
We are going to start talking about how can we adapt, or how can we modify these variables. But first of all, we need to identify what variable we have here.
So I would say that, like, let's say if you see the team is taking too long to make 10 passes, you give them like, okay, you have 30 seconds to make 10 passes. If you don't, the team that was on defense gets a point. And
All
then
right.
you can change it to, like, let's say if the team, you notice your team is taking too many touches on the ball, you can like lower the touches. You'd be like, okay, we're only gonna do 2 touches, 1 touch.
Okay.
And those are
So
change it
so
and adapt.
you talk about, for example, correct me if I don't say what you want to say, but you're talking about 2 different variables. One of that is the rules of our drills, because you said if we can do 10 passes, that is a rule, right?
Yes.
Of the yeah, and the other one you said about the rules and the touches. That is another kind of rule, right? Maybe.
Yes.
Right? We can put a lot of different rules, but the basic thing, the basic word, the basic variable is rules. We have
Oh,
players
now,
with.
now
Yeah, sorry.
I'm starting to understand that what
Okay.
the variable is like.
Yeah, I
Like
wanna say sorry, because if maybe
no.
I
No. Yeah. No, I understand. You say like players. We can put numbers of players,
Yeah.
more or less jokers. That's one
That's it.
variable. Players. We
That's the
can
point.
modify the
Yeah,
players. And then
Right.
rules. We can. That's another way of changing the
Another
That's
variable.
it.
We can modify the rules and stuff.
You said
Okay.
goals too.
you modify the drill.
Mm-hmm. Now I got the general topic idea. Yeah, I understood.
All right. Yeah, but finally, it's the basic thing. Not go to other steps. We want on the basic, and then we move out to the next point. But
Mhm.
yeah, now you said the goals. We don't have goals. We have a number of players. We have rules. What more?
The direction you're playing.
The direction. Finally, what does it mean? What do you want to?
Tactically, I don't know.
I don't know,
I
Edgar.
would say, like,
What do you want to
maybe
say?
So
I was good.
you can see that those two are goalkeepers, so they're playing up and down the field. But if you put instead of goalkeepers, you put the wingers as neutrals, then now you're playing side to side.
Finally, maybe the point of Edgar want to arrive. Maybe correct me again if I don't say the one you want to say. But if you have orientation of that drill, maybe that point can modify our kind of defense or our kind of or attack, right?
Yes.
And that's gonna change everything of the drill. That's the point. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. The orientation, the direction of the.
Good direction.
Another more.
Could you look at changing the size that they're playing on?
That's it. That's another very important point. The size, the
What about adding a
space.
similar size right next to it and doing dynamic possession, switching the point of possession?
Of course. Thank you both. Because finally you said the size, we can modify that size, and then we can see if we modify one small side, change a lot the drill, because maybe it's gonna be faster than if we put in
the dynamic. Yeah.
The dynamic that Carlos and Christina said. Yeah.
All
right. Another variable we can modify. You can identify. Set size, players, rules,
Well,
orientation,
bolts.
or what?
Like the bolts too. You can have 2 bolts.
All right.
Change it, like now you're gonna have, everybody's gonna be more active and see, you gotta have 2 goals, and anybody can score this one, you can score that one. So now you gotta be, attention. So you can have more bolts to change.
that's another variable we can modify, of course. Finally, we play with the ball, and we can play with 2 balls. That's a good point. But finally, what happened with the time? That's gonna be the same drill if we spend 10 minutes than if we spend 20 minutes in a small side game.
No.
Or 2 minutes in a small side game.
Yeah, if you want intensity, you can't play for too long.
Yeah, more bigger.
All right.
In a bigger field, time.
Less touches.
It's time.
Okay, so we need to finally time is another variable, right? We can modify the time during the drill, the time we can rest, and the time of we put in all the kind of the number of series, the number of repetition of that drill, and we can modify, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's we're gonna see the next one, because finally I want that you identify what is the change of the other one. You can see different things, different variables we can't see in the other one.
Yeah, so we're watching.
What do you see?
Yeah, orange team is going towards goal, and blue team, if they get the ball, they have 3 goals that they can score, small goals. And the variable is maybe some passes that they have to connect. Oh no, they were free.
And you have a goalkeeper and the big, goalkeeper at the other side, which is, I don't know.
Finally, we talk about neutral players and we talk about goals, but we forget the goalkeepers on the goal or in the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good variable. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a goal now, literally a goalkeeper and a goal that they can score, and the other team
and
three small goals, mini goals. Yeah.
I think it's here in the picture is 3, but I think here in this side on the left side another one.
Mm.
All right, finally, can we see another thing?
The channels.
Can I see channels?
The 4 channels.
Zones.
That's good. All right. If you don't want to say more things,
right,
we can continue to the practical example. Okay. We are going to start that practical example with all of variables you identify in that drill before. We are going to start to the topic of the session of tonight coaching meeting, because finally, yeah, we have that variable, but if we modify in one direction or if we modify in another direction, we're going to change, or we are going to adapt. Talking about the same, using the same words that before, that we can adapt to the level, to the needs of my team, of my players, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to that. All right. Yeah. For the first one, here we are. How will you adapt this rule for a U7 team that wants to improve creating spaces in games? Finally, we're going to see a drill with all the players, but we need to adapt to our team that is a U7. And finally, we have an objective of the drill, of the session. You said before too, that is creating spaces, all right, in games. Okay, we're going to see the drill. Everybody understand the exercise, the example?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Ahora tú tienes algún banner o algo abierto a la izquierda.
Oh, sí.
¿Mejor?
Ahora.
All right. Oh, I have your faces. Okay. We're going to see the video. finally is yeah, you are going to identify what is the drill, what is the objective of the drill, or on the
I would say finishing, like possession and attack. Possession and finishing. I would say.
Mhm.
Be that. And there's a
Is two, is
4x4.
2v2, is 2v2 in each side?
There's a
I don't know.
4v4, no?
Yeah, 4v4, but it's 2v2 in each side.
Really? No, I think they occupy in the whole.
Look at that, Alejandro. There are all
All over, yeah.
the players there. Okay, I think that's yeah. Anything else about the objective or what they need to do?
Passing and finishing, I would say.
All right. Okay. Finally, and if we talk about the variables, what we have here? What have we got here?
The variables, the goals.
All right. We're going to start to modify these variables. You said before. How do you adapt this drill?
I will, because the question is to adapt it to a 7, like U7, right?
That's
I will definitely get it would be like 4v2 for the kids to create more space, because of course they're gonna have less people marking, so I guess they will be able to create more spaces since they were like they're small kids, and I will do that. I will say I will do 4v4. I guess from one, and then we can change it. One team is gonna attack more because they have more players, and then after 5 minutes, 7 minutes, I will change the other way around. The players that were attacking, I will put them defending, and so they all of them get to do attacking and creating more space.
That's good. What do you think?
Do you think there is another way to change the players, the variable of players, and don't change that both teams can attack? So you could find another way and do the same thing that they are doing in that one. So both teams can attack, but the team who is attacking could have more players. Every time.
Okay.
I don't know if
I mean, yeah, but how it's gonna be easier for the other team to attack with less players? It's gonna be harder for them, no?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just add neutral players.
Oh, okay.
Instead of taking away.
All right, that's a good point. Finally, thank you, Jerry, for sharing about if we do a 4v2, we are adapting for our level, because the same that you said, we are going to have more spaces and we can put the focus on that creation of that spaces in the game, and yeah, we can do more dynamic if we use that 4v2 but using 2 neutral players, and maybe that 2 teams can attack in all the time.
Okay.
And that's a good point. Another thing, can you share with us?
Since the line cutting the field right in half, if you want to create space, you're not allowed all the players to be on the same side of that field. If you're attacking, you only allowed, I don't know, 2 players to be on this side. So if you force the other players to be on the other side, holding their position and holding markers over there. So I think that's a way of, you're not dragging more players into that side. It's a 1v1.
But then you'll condition the players not to stay on your half. So you want to keep it game-like, though. So.
No, but it's not on your half. That line, the same line over there is that horizontal, vertical line. I don't know. So it's on let's say right and left. You're not allowed more players to be only on the right. You don't want 4 players to be only on the right. So only 2 is allowed to be there when you attack, whatever, when you're playing. So that's one way. So you force the other ones to stay on their position, because happens all the time. They want the ball, so they all go to the ball, especially at this age.
Yeah, you're right.
You're going to have 15 players right there on the ball. So you are not allowed to be 3 players on that side. The other one has to hold the other side, and you create space to receive a ball, or you helping your teammate to be a 1v1 situation. No one is going to be covering. So, one example, I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much. I totally agree with you, because finally that's one way we can create that spaces. And finally, if you believe in that, and if you use it, if you put it on that on practical, and you can use it, and it's one solution for your team, that's useful. That's useful.
Yeah, it's not
opinion.
right or wrong. If it's working,
course.
if you're getting something out of, go for it, right? There's no, you have to go by the book.
That's it. Other coach want to share another kind of modify this variable for that team and that objective? All right. If you don't, we can continue with the other one. But I hope you participate more. I believe in you. Okay, we go to the next. All right. This time it's U11 team. We need to adapt to that level, to that age, and finally want to improve their width in games. Okay, everybody understand what is the meaning of width? Not just in the word, it's not in the game. What we understand for width in a game?
To me, that's not everyone going to the middle of the field, staying more towards the sidelines so that they're not bunching into each other and there's more passing options.
Thank you.
Spreading out, open up the space.
Anything else? Okay, I think that's a good meaning of width into a game, because finally, if you are spread out, you're going to create more spaces inside, maybe, or you are going to create more options than Kirsten said. Okay, we are going to watch that drill, and we're going to try to modify. That is the same than before. Put it on the second. But right now we need to modify for a U11 team, and what variables we can modify to improve the width in the games. Please don't talk everybody at the same time, because I can hear you.
Like I said, the drill before, now keeping the guy wide. You need to have a guy on the channel, on the wide channel, all the time. All right, unless it's almost inside the box, it's about to receive a cross from the other side, then you can jump in and be the guy that gets that ball. But otherwise, you keep your players wide. And you force them to play wide, or a rule that you have to pass the ball. You have to come from across, for example. You're only allowed to score from across, or across doubles your points. If you score from across, it's 2 points. If you score normally, it's 1 point, something like that. So you kind of encourage them to play wide. All right, if I score a goal from across, it's more, so let's play wide. Let's get my players wide. And you put the ball to go more wide, instead of just playing inside and trying to score the goal by shooting.
Yeah, you can also do like a rule saying that it's three short passes, 1 long. So the guy, whoever's in the width on the on the sides can just make a long run and cross or something like that. So 3 passes, 1 long. Something like that. It can improve that to them. as well.
Now, what do you think, using your rule, maybe, if you said to the players, you have to do 3 passes and the next need to be a long passes.
Yeah.
Maybe they can, the team they are defending, maybe they can modify his behavior into that rule and not into the natural or the naturalness of the game. Make sense? Or
Yeah. Maybe they were just gonna wait until you make 3 passes and just gonna go wide to cut that pass. That's what you're saying? Yeah.
because
Yeah,
maybe
they're not
we
sure.
need to have be careful with the rule we put in on our sessions, because a lot of rules finally get that the players modify his behavior, so finally they are going to play for that rule and not for the natural or the naturalness of the game.
Okay.
Makes sense.
No, I understand.
We need to be careful with that kind of rule. I'm not saying that it's not going to work.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you're
because
right.
a lot of time I use that kind of rule, but in my moment right now I owe you all the time talking about in my opinion, because finally I understand that this kind of rules changing maybe a little bit, but change the behavior of my players when we are practicing, and because finally they want to win and they want to compete, and if you put it that way, they don't want to score a goal, and maybe when they have the third pass, I don't want to cover the ball. I'm going to come back because I'm sure that you are going to do a long pass.
Okay.
It makes sense that the point I want to arrive.
Yes.
Yeah, keeping the players wide and forcing them. You have to get to both sides before you attack. I think that's one way of modifying a drill to improve the width. Like you have to get to one side. If you started here, you got to go back here at the other side and here, something like that. So they really get the ball all the way to the other side and then back, and then we're going to attack, something like that.
I'm agree. Yeah, that's another way. Thank you, Cristiano.
U11, so that's another thing.
That's another point. Finally, we have a U11. How many players we have on the field? We are seeing right now a 8v8 or 10v10, or I don't know how many players we have here in that field, or they are going to play in that size. We need to adapt that. That will.
Let me turn on here.
Will be AVA U11.
But that is a good size for play with a U11 team.
Has to be at least half field, isn't it? Should be playing half court.
All right. What do you think the others? Like always the same. Cristiano, Jair. You are helping to us right now. Edgar, you can share something about that.
He's mute.
Sorry, I just had a phone call. I missed the last part.
Okay.
What was that?
No, if you have another kind of share for that, you can share. You can adapt to that drill to our U11 team. What do you think about the goalies, the small goalies? These goalies can
I like.
Yeah, that goalies can help to work or to improve our width in the games.
Yes, they help.
Yeah, put one small goal in the flanks to to change use the white of the field. You know?
Yeah. All right. We're going to do the last one. We have only 3 minutes, and we finish the coaching meeting today. Okay. I think that's that kind of dynamic. I think that's so good for share for talk about everything, but we are limited in time, but maybe we in another time, another period, we can do it again if you want. All right, the last one. Finally, now is just different. We have here U9 team, and we need to adapt to one U17 team that want to improve pressing after losing the ball. When you see, here is a 4v4 plus 5 jokers, 5 neutral players. They need to keep the ball, keep possession. And there's four neutral players for the sides, out the square, and one in the middle. What do you think? We need to adapt for U17, and we need to improve the pressing after losing the ball. What do you think?
You can add offsides to it so they could be pushing up or staying back.
Mm-hmm. What about the field? What about the number of the players? What do you see about that?
I'm really having a hard time to see. Maybe I don't know if it's my computer or something, or my eyes.
Okay.
Poco ciego, o qué, que no.
All right, guys. But we have. Maybe I wanted to say sorry because we don't have too much time. But yeah, we need to finish our coaching meeting tonight. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your participation. And yeah, and I want to say another thing. If you want, I can, or if you don't have it, I can send you my email. We can discuss another kind of on this topic. We can discuss about another question, another doubt you have. For me, it's gonna be a pleasure. And yeah, finally, just say that. And thank you for your participation again.
Thank you for your help, man.
Thank you.
I know it's very late there, so thank you very much for that.
Worry.
Buenos dias,
but yeah, if anybody have another doubt or something, you have my email. You want it, you just need to ask about, and we can have another moment for share, for discuss, for all the variables, or whatever you want. Okay, guys?
All right, thank you.
Gracias, Roberto.
Thank you.
Nos vemos por
Thank you so much.
Everybody be safe. Take care.
Oh, yeah. Take care, boys.
Take care.
Everyone.
Nos vemos. Gracias.
Bye.
Gracias.
Bye, guys.